Yo, what's going on, Boo Bears? I pray you're having a good day. Today, we're going to talk about sex, all right? I just want to talk about different things in reference to sex because sometimes it's so taboo, and I don't understand why sex would be taboo. It's like, is blinking taboo? It's something that's natural and that people do. Now you do have your sex addiction, but that's not what we're talking about. That's a whole different show, Tyra. Okay, I do want to just talk about it in the aspect of sometimes in religion. When people are really religious, you don't talk about it with your parents. And so, how do you find out about it? You find out about it with your friends, and they may not have the best education. So, I think sometimes, you, we as elders may need to talk, when kids are and their hormones are going for it, we may need to talk to them more. Like, I know parents are like, do you need condoms yet? But there's more to it than that. You know what I'm saying? And then you can just tell them it's okay to like different things and not to like different things because as adults, we don't even know sometimes. I remember Della, she's a friend of mine, years ago, she said that most men don't even know what their wives like because their wives are more of the pleaser. And so I asked, the question, I said, well, why doesn't she just tell him, hey, I don't like that, or I like that, or I don't like it when you put all your weight on me, or, I don't like it when you sweat on me, or I like it when you kiss my ear and my neck and different things. I don't like, I like. I think that's a fair conversation to have with your partner. And, and it's also fair for them to listen to it and adhere to it and not keep doing, something. Like if they keep doing something you don't like and you tell them and they keep doing it, not cool. Or what about if they want you to do something for them, to them, however you want to do, but you don't want to or like to. So how do you work that out? And that's another thing. It's kind of like, you know, in various religions, you should be a virgin when you marry, but I guess you just figure it out. Like how do you even know what you like if you've never tried it? And I guess how do you know? I guess that's what the honeymoon phase is like. You just go away for 3 days, honey, and we'll figure it out in 72 hours. I pray. But then people change and then you find out different things, about yourself and about your body. And, you know, something may trigger you to see something and think about something in a different way, like maybe a movie, a video, or something you've seen, or something you hadn't heard about, or you and your boys talking like, oh, you ain't never had nobody rub your left nipple? No, I ain't never had nobody. Oh man, that's the shit right there. Now you want your left nipple rub. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But it's just crazy. And then you have the lay theirs. What's a lay there? Just lay there, honey. Man or woman. I'm like, are you a mannequin? Shit. Is your zodiac sign rigor mortis? The rigor mortis has set in, honey. Won't move. But then you have, how do you work it out if your spouse loves sex all the time and you're just not that person? You can do with it once every 2 weeks, but they want to do it 2 times, 5 days a week, or 6 days a week. How much is healthy? Like, what's a healthy amount of time of making love with your partner? There's no set time, like you have to blink 540 times a day. Like, nobody's setting it like that, but some people do. Baby, I want sex every other day. And all of this. And then, what if the person who you're with like to masturbate and you don't. And then you just be sitting there reading a book, honey, and they going for it over there. And you like, it's just so many different things. You just got to work it out in the dark, huh? And then there's the whole secret life. What's a secret life? When your partner has a whole secret life, honey, they can't wait for you to get your ass at work. They be calling just to make sure you at work, honey. And then they be dressing up like Caitlyn Jenner, honey. Or maybe not that extreme, but it may be something. Shit. I like to play with vegetables, honey. If you know what I mean. Just different stuff. You never know. You never know. And you be trusting. Trust them. And then, and it's not a bad thing because it's not like they're cheating, but it kind of is they're cheating because you don't know about that part of them. And it is like your sex life is intimate with them. So if they have a different thing that you're not cognizant of, I think it is kind of like a little cheating a little bit. But the reason why people do it is because they feel that if they tell their partner they're into this, you know what I'm saying? They're into a certain thing, their partner might look at them in a certain way or even leave them or even tell their friends. Because, some partners, they be running their mouth and you be playing spades and you be like, Daryl like to play with cucumbers. If y'all know what I mean. I'm going to have 4 books. Or, and then you have to get with gender, when two same gender loving people get together, I know you would think it goes effortless, but it may be totally different. It's just totally different. There's so many different variations of it. So yeah, there's a lot of different variations of it. So yeah, and what do you mean, Mario? Let's talk about it. Well, there's a large amount of guys who don't like penetration. Either way, don't like to penetrate and don't like to get penetrated. There's a whole lot of guys who just like maybe just, masturbation partner or something. Don't even want you to touch them. Don't want to touch you. Just the intimacy of having another guy or something like that. Or, just so that's what I mean. There's different variations. That's what I'm saying. There's some guys who get turned on for you dressing a certain way, whether it's leather and a uniform, uniform, panties, honey. You know what I'm saying? That's different variations. Just like I said, somebody might want you dressed like Tina Turner. It turns them on, honey, when you get dressed up like Tina Turner. I'm just saying. I'm using it for example. But I just think it's a conversation that people don't talk about, and that's why sometimes people cheat. People cheat, especially in the same gender loving for men. Because sometimes you always assume that a feminine guy is like the receiver, if you will. I don't even know how to talk about this. Like, it's just something I wanted to talk about, like this, that just popped up, but I don't know how to talk about it. But okay, so let's talk about it. But you may have a feminine guy that the guys may think that he is, the slang term is bottom. I hate to say it like that, but that's a slang term. So I'll say receiver. And so, but he may not be. It's just like, and then the person who is acting all like Brutus may be the receiver. So you'll see Brutus and then this guy who's like looking like Boy George, and you'll be thinking like Brutus is bamming Boy George's head into the headboard, honey, and it may be totally the different way. Seriously. And there's different variations in that because sometimes, say if you did have a relationship and you already established, what's going on, either we both do whatever, or I do this and you do that. So if you have, I do this and you do that, and then you might want to change later, the person who I do that might not want to do it. And you've talked to them and y'all, but they're so used to doing something for so many years, but now you want to do that. and they don't want to. So then people cheat. And that's why I say you should have an open line of communication. And if your spouse tells you something that's a little different than how, your and what's in your mind, it's a little different than what's in your mind. Think outside the box sometimes. It's okay to think outside the box. Now, I'm not telling you put a lizard up your ass or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But it is okay to think outside the box, you know, and don't do anything you don't want to do. And this video is for people who are definitely of age. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Actually, you need to be about 30 years old if you watch this video. I'm just saying, you need to be about 30 years old. Fuck all that 21 and all that. You need to be about 30 years old. Because we talking. And then you go into the things with, how do you find a group of people who like, S&M? Like the leather and stuff, and then they have a whole club. Like, how do you find a group of people? And then, because everybody don't be walking around like that during the daytime, they be looking like librarians. And then at nighttime, they have their raincoat on. They be looking, make sure their neighbors ain't lock their door. They run to the car and go to the club. And then, like, how do you know that that's pleasurable for you? And what do you do? Like, there's different versions of that as well. Do you get pinched, electrocuted, tagged, gagged, burned, with the candle wax, honey, blindfolded, slapped, all that. All of it. And so it's just so many different and that's what I'm saying. Out in this world, there's 1,000 different things. And so you just out here. If nobody's ever talked to you about it or nothing, because I was just out here. Nobody had ever talked to me about anything. And I'll never forget my friends in DC. They saved me. They were older than I was, because I was just like maybe 20. And they were like 27, 28 in DC. But that's kind of like 37, 38 in DC. And then I'll never forget, I'm not going to say his name, but we're still friends until this day. And he was just like, there's going to be a lot of guys that's going to try and run game on you just because you're new and fresh. But the fact that you're a little cute, they're really going to come for you. And so this is what the games they're going to be trying to do. And if you do decide, to, have intercourse, make sure you have condoms and all of this. And so that was my introduction. Nobody had ever talked to me about that. I didn't know. I was just, you don't send your child to tracks without having the conversation with them. I was just like, oh my God. And true enough, we're dancing and here come all the vultures. They were all coming out. Oh, so who you here with, Poppy? Yo, what's up? What's up? Who you leaving with? Who am I leaving with? Oh my God, I clutched my pearls, honey. I was so scared. Yes, Uncle Mario was scared. I didn't know. I was like, oh my God. And then it freaked me out the first time I went to a club, a gay club, in Tracks in DC, is because I don't know what to expect, but it was like thousands of guys dancing with each other. They were dancing with each other. And I was like I didn't know what to, I had never. So I just tensed up. I was all, scared. And so, but then the guys noticed, hey, we haven't seen you here on a Saturday before. So let me get you before the other ones do. And then here it comes. So, and if you are, because same gender loving gay families and lesbian and trans families, they have, that's my mother, or that's my father, or that's my gay mother, that's my gay father, or that's my house mother, that's my house father, that's my sister. Each one teach one. You got to tell everybody. Because I know if I, meet someone that's 20 years old and I see them coming up and they're kind of like lost, I would guide them. I would say, hey, this is the game that people are going to run. Always protect yourself. Don't ever do something. because you like somebody or somebody wants you to do something, or they'll do something that you don't like to do because somebody has money or they have a house. That's their money, that's their house, that's their car. So why would you sell yourself? Know your worth, know who you are, know your value. You're better than a car. You gonna give yourself to him without no protection because he has a car? Baby, are you fucking kidding me? So you need people to talk to you like that and then tell you, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm pretty much the cool uncle. And my nieces and nephews, they call me and I'll be like, well, do your parents know you're calling? They were like, yeah, they told me to call. And once they say that, I give it to them the way they like it. Because my siblings know how I'm going to be. They know how I'm going to talk to them. So then I'll be like, your mom know? Yes. She told me to call you. Okay. Clap, clap, clap. School is in session. Shit. Let's take a quick attendance and we'll get right with our lesson. Well, listen, thank you so much for hanging out with me. How old were you the first time that you made love, had sex, or whatever? I pray it was pleasurable. For me, I think I was 15. I didn't want to, but I was trying to please my foster brother. I was trying to please him. I'm just gonna be honest. I never wanted to have sex the first time. I was just always wanted to wait for my wife, first of all. It was nothing about being same gender loving at that time in my mind. When I was 15, I just wanted a wife, and I only wanted to be with one person intimately in my mind. And so, like I said, my brother was like, nah, man, you got all these girls, they throwing the you know what at you. They throwing it at you. Man, you better catch some of it. You better catch some of it. And so here I am and making him happy. And then once you open up Pandora's box, you'll be like, okay, that wasn't so bad. That was kind of cool. You know, and then you start liking it and knowing what you want and craving it and different things. So I do recommend, if you are a virgin, stay a virgin. And to, I don't know how long, but I would just, I recommend, if you're a virgin. I know sometimes people make fun of virgins after they're a certain age, but I honor that. I honor that, and it's to be honored. And you are precious. You're valuable. You're valuable. Okay, so don't just give it to anybody. Give it to the person who needs to have it, baby. And I pray it would be your husband or your wife, or your husband and your wife these days, because they call it poly. That's a whole nother ball game. Polynumerous. Oh my God. Bye, y'all. Y'all so crazy.